Maliki view is very interesting in it. Very, very interesting. The Maliki, you will see brothers, they pray. Yeah. But within the madhab, there is only one student of Imam Malik from whom this understanding comes from. And within the Maliki madhab, what is understood is that the Maliki view is to leave the hands hanging on the side with dignity. Okay? But even holding is acceptable if you wanted to. But in Fard Salah, they prefer not to hold. This is the original fatwa of the most Malikis. But now if you ask a Maliki scholar or many Maliki scholars who are more inclined towards a hadith rather than following the madhab view, or if there's a proper scholar, he will say, well, the hadith are clear, we put it over the call of Malik. So you will see a lot of Malikis, they don't do sadl anymore, or irsal. They don't stand like that. But still, some places they do. Yeah. Then, as for dalil from hadith, one of the students of Imam Malik, he said, Imam Malik was asked about i'timad, and he said, La a'rifu, I don't know. And so they took it as a indication that it shouldn't be done. Yeah. Even though I am no one to comment on that, because the madhab is his ulama to comment on it. But Imam Malik had a habit. If he would say la adri or la arifu to many things if he was asked, unless he saw it himself to be in a position to answer. But if you look at Muwatta, he has a bab on holding the hands. So that's why the madhab is massively split, and this is probably one of those deep issues in madhab which can just keep on and on and on up to this day. They discuss it, but there is no right or wrong. The overall understanding of the madhab is a person, if he wants, he can keep it hanging on the side, or he should hold it. But in fard, they prefer you to put on the side. That's the most of the books of Malikiyah. But some later Maliki scholars, they say you should tie the hand, because they prefer hadith, which they have in favor of holding the hands, like the hadith we covered. Done?
Could you repeat the evidence for the hands by the side again?
And to be honest, they say Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he was, go back to the hadith of Musi'u Salatahu, al-Musi'u fi Salati, the man who came, he prayed, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, you haven't prayed, and then he went back for until Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught him how to pray. In that prayer, there's no mention of how to hold the hand or where to put the hand. So they say it can't be a sunnah, or it's not important thing, and it's really, it is not a thing that it affects the validity of salah in any case. Okay, so those who are in favor, they say the call of Malik. They said, well, if Imam Malik said I don't know, then that means the people of Medina weren't doing it, so why should we do it? And then they used hadith like al-Musi'u fi Salati, etc. to back up. But the hadith on the matter of holding, they are sahih hadith. So if you are someone who are, who follows hadith, then you will hold hand. But let me tell you something. I said that many times. We are Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Yeah, we are Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. There are many people nowadays, and I am not in a position to be pointing fingers at people. I am a student, but Many people nowadays, that everyone say Qala Allah, Qala Rasul. Qala Allah, Qala Rasul. Everyone says it. Shia say it. Every sect, Sunni, everyone say we are Qala Allah, Qala Rasul. But we are not Qala Allah, Qala Rasul. We are Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We are Qala Allah, Qala Rasul with the understanding of Jama'ah. We want to be Qala Allah, Qala Rasul on the understanding of Salaf. Does it make sense? You cannot take hadith on its face value now, ignoring what the Salaf has said, because this is not what Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah means. Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah means you take the Qawl Allah and Qawl of Rasul and you see the understanding of Salaf on it. How they saw it, then you follow that. You have no right to interpret this deen without the Jama'ah, which is Sahaba and their students. So if they were disagreed on the issue before, don't come here now after 1400 years and try to say that no, this ikhtilaf should have never occurred. There's only one answer. There's no one answer. If the dispute came later, you say this is the only answer. But if the golden generation had a dispute on a matter, just be quiet, follow what you think is right. Yeah, I think respect is due to the Salaf. If they disagree on a matter, or if a madhab followed by millions of people, you may know one hadith. Don't think Imam Malik doesn't know the hadith, or the Malikis up to this day they haven't come across the hadith. But if you sit with a Maliki, he will probably convince you the other way. Yeah, but nevertheless, no more going on this issue. We're done with that. Yeah. Any questions? Naam.
Actually, I had a story. I don't know how true it is. They said the Prophet Muhammad was feeling his tummy was aching, so he had to put his hand on his stomach. That was how he started putting his hand on his stomach. Is that true?
I don't know, but we read the hadith which says, "Kana nas yu'maruna." The people were ordered to put the right hand over left. Ibn Masud said, "I was praying with my left. The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came and put my right on." Yeah. Some people say Imam Malik, because he was his hands were not he had pain in his hand, that's why he was dangling them. And so, forget all this. These stories mean nothing. Yeah. Clear?